country. But I stayed home 2 weeks, got back on the train going back to Seattle, Washington, and that's when they dropped the atomic bomb. And of course, you know the war was over then. But I'd like to say one thing about the atomic bomb. Everybody today, a lot of people demonstrate against and all that. If it had been some way they could finish that atomic bomb up 6 months before they did, it was roughly 12,000 Marines and soldiers and Navy people killed in Iwo Jima. Guam had another some thousand, so 60,000 men was lost during that last 6 months, just sailors and things. No telling how many Marines, 60,000 sailors and Marines and Army people was lost. If we had dropped that thing 6 months before that, it would have saved all them men. And the only reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people criticize that bomb today. And that was my thinking at that time, and it still is today. Of course, people say, how was your experience in the Navy? Well, it was a good experience, but it was a rough experience for a little while there. If I had to do it again, I'd choose the Navy again, go back and do the same thing. The anti-aircraft guns that we stayed on, they have 3 or 4 different conditions out there. I was a gun captain with 18 men under me all the time was on the gun, except when you first start off firing it, aircraft, the airplane would come in pretty quick, so you'd be gun captain then. If everybody got to the right stations, we'd have another guy would be gun captain. And of course, I was the first loaded one to put the ammunition in the thing. The gun I was on had 4 barrels, water cooled. Each barrel would shoot 180 rounds a minute. That's a 2-inch round and about 6 inches long. And you take all them guns fired at one plane at night out there, they have what they call a tracer bullet, would light up the sky and you could see where you were shooting at, but of course it wouldn't light it up enough to see the plane. And a lot of people ask you about when we scared when you're shooting. At nighttime, I was always scared at nighttime, but in daytime, because you couldn't see where the plane was at, where it was coming toward you, or toward the aircraft carrier, or where it was going. But outside of that, you get scared, but you really don't pay much attention to it because you don't have time. But I'll say that I enjoyed the Navy, but I didn't enjoy the part-time was fighting all the time. And that's about what I ended up doing. I was discharged on May the 15th, 1966. I spent 2 years to the day in there. Thank you.